alphabetized my bookshelf today. This is the energy of all my brain thoughts. This is how I'm surviving in college. Kombucha is life. Oh my gosh, I'm reading such a good book right now. As you can tell, it's like right beside me. I love this book. It's a contemporary, but look at this monster of a bad boy. It's 700 pages. Nowhere as good as Kombucha though, but still aces. I have not read at this moment Secret History yet, but Donna Tart has like an amazing writing style. She manages to use so many big words and big descriptions and not sound like she's rambling or going on for too long. She's made New York feel like a sort of like small town home, and like every person, even though you're seeing them for just a second, you can like get a glimpse of their life story just based on the descriptions that she gives. I love our main character Theo. He's going through such right now, and I feel sad for him. Like, I'm getting a feel for him as a character. He's making the friends in this book are like real people. It's so good. I mean, they're getting into some stupid 15-year-old boy stuff, but other than just their poor decisions, and that's human, I'm loving it. And I'm like, oh, how can I be the next Donna Tart? And then I realize, no, I shouldn't be, because this will undo everything I've been working on. Donna Tart, she can write with precision. She can make it sound like this great metaphor. Just lines upon lines of this beautiful language. I can't do that. I mean, I can write a beautiful language, and I am, but I cannot be Donna Tart because I have my own writing style, and most importantly, I'm an overwriter. Donna Tart can write a 700-page book. I cannot, because I like to go too crazy with the descriptions, because I overwrite. Honestly, if you would ask me, like, what's better, being an underwriter or an overwriter? I think a while ago I would have said being an overwriter, because at least then you have something you can take out instead of have to figuring out what to put in. But now I'm like, oh no, it's not good at all, my friend. I've been working on this book, Project SE, since 13 years of age, as an idea, as a very vague concept. I didn't actually start writing it until I was 16, and only sparsely. Back then, I was working on this whole other, by now defunct series, and in between that time, I was like, hey, every now and then I'll just like make a page of Project SE, just whenever I feel like it. So I was writing through the beginning, and I was just like killing it, but I hadn't plotted anything. Am I a plotter or a pantser? I'm a plantser. Plantser. I'm both. I have to know my trajectory, or I would just fill it with whatever I want, and I'll feel so accomplished in the beginning. Like, wow, I wrote a book in a month. But then the editing happens. We gotta cut some of that crap out. I finished that book around 18 years, because I was sporadically going back and forth on it. But then I eventually decided to get rid of the original, now defunct series, work on my Project SE. I love it. However, back then, two facts. I thought back then that page count was what mattered on your Word document. And you know me, I like big books, 500 pages, that sounds cool. I wrote 500 pages for the first draft. That was around 138,000 words. I will put right here an equivalent to that page count, 138,000. That's what my manuscript would have looked like if I just would have shot it right out to publishing. But we can't be having that, because it's not the page count that matters, it's the word count. And also, for a first-time writer, you're a first-time writer. You don't even have credentials yet, right? And agents, publishers, don't usually feel comfortable with anything from a new writer that is over 100K. Oh my gosh, yeah. That defunct series, I was having such a fun time writing it. 300K! No wonder it got turned down during querying. All because I did not know that the word count really matters. First-time writer has to be under 100K, unless you're just phenomenal. Like Stephanie Myers. She was pretty phenomenal enough to get her first-time book deal, Twilight, that was over 100K. There's outliers, but for the majority, it has to be under 100K. Word count, like, depends on genre, but for YA chiefly, 85,000? That's like the golden mark. Why is all the kombucha gone? I have made some changes to, really good changes too, like, best ideas ever. I made changes to Project SE, so while I am editing it still, I'm also essentially rewriting it. Plus, I'm getting the word count down when I realize my mistake and how it needs to be so much shorter. I didn't know how in the world to start from like 135,000 words, and how could I get it down to under 100K? 99,000 is my goal right now. I will make it happen. I've had so much good advice, so many writing conventions, just so much AuthorTube that has given me hacks on how to get the word count down, and it works so well. I went from 135K to, as of today, which is why I'm really filming this, because I want to like go, to 110K. 25,000 words I did not need, gone. And I'm only right now on chapter 8 of the edit and edit and rewrites out of 29. I am going to do it. The book's just going to be so much better and more compact. It's going to hit like a freight train and speed off. And the reader will be so happy about it. Buddy, we're almost there. I'm like, it's just these little milestones. You have to really celebrate them. I don't have that many people to talk to about author stuff, so a lot of these things, it's gonna be me and you, kid. I'm excited. I love cutting words. It's just like a thrill when I see that little word count go down a little bit on my Word document. I should probably get some better lighting. Hold on a second. What I really want is a ring light. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Wow. Can you see me now? Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry you guys were in darkness for a long time. Am I going to reshoot this whole thing? No. I think my problem was back then, I was just, like with Donna Tart's book, I gotta be really careful because I'll get so like wrapped up in how beautifully this author writes. And I'll be like, oh, I'll try some of that. Like, she does it fine, but if I try to adopt this, it's gonna undo so much work I've been doing. I've been getting my own writing style, especially for the multiple point of views I have. Each person has to sound different. I cannot revert back to the rambling. Not in this book series. Maybe a fantasy series one day. I was trying so hard to be like my favorite authors who wrote such pretty words and such long sentences and made it work. But it's just not for me. Or maybe it'll be for me when I'm a bit better. But right now, no. But I do know what my problem was. Because I thought word count was what mattered, I was just trying to stretch out the writing, make something happen so I can like meet that quota for the day. All because back then I knew the direction, the trajectory for what I was wanting to write, but I hadn't made like a clear outline. And I live by my outline now these days, but I'm still a planner. There are some spur of the moment decisions. I never understood why people say like outlining makes writing less fun. It just keeps you on track. And there's always room to add something or get rid of something. I mean, it's your book. Do whatever you want. But just writing whatever I want really hurt me. And like now in the editing process, even though I am loving it and it's making the book better, it's hard and it takes a lot of time. And because I never actually planned, although like right now in my brain, everything is planned. I'm looking back at this first book in the series, and when I want to make a change, I have to run through my brain real quick. Okay, does this one change affect anything else said in the next few pages, next chapters, even the next book? That's all the stuff I have to go through. But my biggest advice for all this is that if you are an overwriter and you know it and admit it, you gotta like have that outline. You gotta know what you gotta say, when and who says it. And this helped a lot. You gotta give yourself a word limit for each scene. I started off with one of my other rough drafts. I had like 5,000 words for each scene or chapter. Now I'm thinking that was even too much. Maybe 4,000 is my like golden number. I'm happy to celebrate this day, but y'all, you gotta watch the word counts. You gotta sit down and you gotta look at your book in the eye or the blank Word document with the cursor blinking angrily at you, judging you for not writing anything yet, and you gotta plot. You gotta say, this is what needs to happen. And you gotta find that happy place where you can set limits for yourself, but you can also let your imagination run free and have fun. Writing is so much fun, but it's also super, I'm currently working on 2 projects, Project SE, Project Muddy Bones, which is in like the baby phase. It's in like outlining phase now. I got my character names, which was like super important. I know their motivations, I know their backstories. Now I just gotta like go into it. I know how the book's gonna open up, but still, because I'm not repeating my past mistakes where I knew the beginning and I knew the end, I knew some of the middle, I gotta make it a bit more clear. Even though I do have certain parts, and I'm like, pretty sure I know where like 50% of the book is now. But I gotta go ahead and figure out what that other 25% is, and then let the other 25% be like freedom, Casey, spontaneous writing. Guys, if you guys want to know some of the tricks that I learned on how to cut the word count, let me know and I will make it because it's stuff people need to know. Advice for underwriting, I got none because I ramble and stretch and proliferate and just do everything and take out a bunch of my computer storage of all the stuff I write. But all that anger, no. 110K. I just got 10,000 more words to go till I meet my goal. And I got from like chapters 5 to 6, I got rid of 1,000 words. That was amazing. Another piece of advice. Tiny goals. You're an overwriter, give it 100 words per chapter. Work your way up. That's what I did. If you're a busy gal and you just don't have time to write right now, but you got your idea, 10 minutes. You got your phone, write something down. Outline, plot a scene you see in your head. Everything adds up onto each other. But make sure it doesn't add up into a ridiculous word count like I had. We're gonna have so much fun together, aren't we? I am gonna write tonight, but I also want to get to like page 450 of the Goldfinch, because you know, stuff's happening. I'll see you guys later, my friends. Don't be naughty. Cheers.